All right, viewers, after speaking in Lok Sabha, the Prime Minister gave his vote of thanks on the presidential address in Rajya Sabha. We're going to break it down for our viewers. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. These are the headlines. Prime Minister Modi's fiery counter in Rajya Sabha in midst of non-stop chants of PM Adani Bhai Bhai. The Prime Minister says, "Ek Akela, sab pe bhari."
देख रहा है एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है, एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है।
Manish Sisodia hits back at the BJP over Delhi Snoopgate charges, says if those misusing agencies are fearing him, then his stature is the same as the Prime Minister's. MOSMEA V. Muralidharan's home attacked in Thiruvananthapuram by unidentified miscreants, windows shattered, vehicles damaged with stones. Cops register case. February 14th gets an all-new twist. Government panel says hug cows this Valentine's Day for emotional rituals. Days after US shot down Chinese spy balloon, US claims the spy balloon breached sovereignty of 5 continents. Today was a vote of thanks for the Prime Minister in Rajya Sabha, this after he spoke in Lok Sabha yesterday. The Prime Minister declared Ek Akela Sab Par Bhari, a declaration that it's him versus all in the run-up to 2024. The opposition, however, unrelentless. While the Prime Minister was speaking, the echo constantly was Adani Modi Bhai Bhai.
Honorable Prime Minister, धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव पर जो चर्चा चल रही है। Honorable members, honorable members, honorable members, take your seat.
An unrelenting opposition.
देख रहा है एक अकेला कितनों को भारी पड़ रहा है।
A combative Prime Minister.
जितना कीचड़ उछालोगे कमल उतना ही ज्यादा खिलेगा।
Part 2 of the Prime Minister's reply to the motion of thanks on the presidential address.
हमारा ये 100% सेवा अभियान, सोशल जस्टिस, सामाजिक न्याय, इसका बहुत बड़ा सशक्त माध्यम है। यही सामाजिक न्याय की असली गारंटी है। यही सच्ची पंथ निरपेक्षता है, यही सच्चा सेकुलरिज्म है। हम देश को विकास का ये मॉडल दे रहे हैं जिसमें हितधारक सबको उनके हक मिले। देश हमारे साथ है।
The Adani slogans, calls for a joint parliamentary investigation into the tycoon's business empire echoed through the Rajya Sabha while Prime Minister Modi spoke. The theme of his speech in line with his address to the lower house on Wednesday, but packed with heftier punches at Congress this time.
भावनाएं व्यक्त करने से बात बनती नहीं है। आप कह दें कि हम ऐसा चाहते हैं, हम ऐसा चाहते हैं, जैसे कभी कहा जाता था गरीबी हटाओ। 4 दशक हो गए हैं, हुआ कुछ नहीं। सिर्फ आप कहते रहे कि हम भी कुछ करते थे, इतने से बात बनती नहीं है।
Stinging attacks on Congress rule of 4 decades. The opposition party charged with practicing tokenism when it was in power.
जब देश को आधुनिक होना है, नए संकल्पों को पार करना है, तो हम साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के सामर्थ्य को नकार नहीं सकते। साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के महत्व को हमारी सरकार भली भांति समझती है, लेकिन हम टुकड़ों में नहीं सोचते, हम टोकनिज्म में नहीं सोचते हैं।
The Prime Minister targeted dynastic politics and challenged the Gandhis of Congress to instead use the Nehru surname.
हमसे कभी छूट जाता होगा नेहरू जी का नाम, और छूट जाता होगा हम ठीक भी कर लेंगे, तो जो देश के पहले प्रधानमंत्री थे। लेकिन मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता है कि उनकी पीढ़ी का कोई व्यक्ति नेहरू सरनेम रखने से डरता क्यों है?
The government under his leadership, he pointed out, honored various other icons by naming schemes, islands and awards after them.
हमने मेजर ध्यानचंद जी का नाम पर खेल रत्न का पुरस्कार कर दिया। अंडमान में नेताजी सुभाष के नाम पर, स्वराज के नाम पर हमने द्वीपों का नामकरण किया। हमें गर्व हो रहा है।
Delving deep into political history, the Prime Minister recounted how Congress misused power by dismissing elected governments.
क्षेत्रीय नेता को उन्होंने परेशान किया। तमिलनाडु में एमजीआर और करुणानिधि जैसे दिग्गजों की सरकारें, उन सरकारों को भी इन्हीं कांग्रेस वालों ने बर्खास्त कर दिया।
The opposition in no mood to pull its own punches either, with the Adani question staying top on its political agenda. Bureau Report, India Today.
It's interesting, viewers, if Rahul Gandhi had set the agenda in Lok Sabha, which is moving towards, of course, when you look at the larger picture, 2024, Adani, the issue of Adani, would that be a pole plank for the Congress? The Prime Minister today in Rajya Sabha also seemingly set the tone for 2024 when he said, Ek Aadmi Sab Par Bhaari, pointing towards himself and the entire opposition, Modi versus the entire opposition. Let's break it down. Joining me, Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor. Rahul, it's highly entertaining, I would reckon, the Parliament. For somebody who's covered so many seasons of the Parliament, the sheer fact that the Prime Minister could carry on with his speech for 1 hour because all you could hear at the back was Modi, Adani, bye bye.
Yes, that's why I say that politicians, you like them, you dislike them, they have tenacity. I think a normal person couldn't have done what Prime Minister Modi did. I've seen it happen once when Manmohan Singh was in power. And those were the days when the government was facing too many charges. The opposition was unrelenting. George Fernandes, I think George Fernandes faced some moments like this. He was boycotted for months by Congress when Coffin Gate had exploded. Yes, politicians, we honest to give it. And the Prime Minister, see, the slogan was very specific. I think the Congress and the opposition learned a lesson from Lok Sabha where some of them walked out. And here, by keeping constantly the chant, it kind of, kept serving a reminder. But yes, what has eventually happened, that Parliament looks more like the political theatre, that you have political agendas being set both in the government and the opposition, Congress and the BJP, Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi, using the Parliament speech addressed to the House by the President, largely to set their future agendas, send signals to their political cadres, send signals to their supporters and voters, new and old. I think eventually, if you see, Rahul Gandhi wanted to deliver the point home, how this government, unhurt where it hurts the most, can hurt the most, is that this government belongs to the billionaires and does not care for the billion-odd people of this country. Unemployment, price rise, all those issues. The Rahul Gandhi said that because of the Adani kind of association, Prime Minister is not doing that. Prime Minister has tried to create an association with the public, saying, this is what I have done for so long. In that, yes, there has been certain amount of what you call the tadka of constant tadka of politics. In Lok Sabha, he was harsh on Rahul Gandhi. He targeted Rahul Gandhi. But in Rajya Sabha, the House of States, the Congress has much better numbers. The opposition is very strong. Nobody has clear numbers. And that is why, if there is a grouping of the opposition unity index is high, the Prime Minister targeted the opposition led by the Congress. So the reminder, 90 times governments dismissed, 50 by Indira Gandhi, Namudripal's government dismissed by Left Party in 1957. All those are reminders. Then another, I think the very interesting bit, if Rahul Gandhi has been talking about the Hindu factor, him being a Hindu, that element about Jawaharlal Nehru, name not being used, because if the Congress jumps in and says that he's a son and a grandson of Feroz Gandhi, then of course the BJP will say that you have adopted the surname but not the religion.
Well, Rahul, stay with me. Let's also cut across to what else the Prime Minister said in Parliament today. Very right, yesterday, if the attack was more concerted towards Rahul Gandhi, this time around on the Congress-ruled opposition as well, but also where the Nehru-Gandhi family comes into question. Let's hear the excerpts from the Rajya Sabha, and we're going to come right back.
उनका तो वो साल इतना अच्छा माहौल था कि पंचायत से लेकर के पार्लियामेंट तक उन्हीं की दुनिया चलती थी। इतना देश भी अनेक आशा अपेक्षाओं के साथ आंख बंद करके उनका समर्थन करता है। लेकिन उन्होंने इस प्रकार की कार्यशैली विकसित की, इस प्रकार का कल्चर विकसित किया कि जिसके कारण वे एक भी चुनौती का परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन करने का न कभी सोचा, न कभी उनको सूझा, न कभी उन्होंने प्रयास किया। देश हमारे साथ है। कांग्रेस को बार बार देश नकार रहा है, लेकिन कांग्रेस और उसके साथी अपनी साजिशों से बाज नहीं आते हैं और जनता ये देख भी रही है और उनको हर मौके पर सजा भी देती रही। यहां ये भी कहा गया कि सरकार की योजनाओं को उनके नामों को लेकर के आपत्ति उठाई। कुछ लोगों को ये भी परेशानी है कि नामों में कुछ संस्कृत टच है। बताइए, इसकी भी परेशानी। आदरणीय सभापति जी, मैंने किसी अखबार में पढ़ा था, मैं कोई वेरीफाई तो नहीं किया है, और रिपोर्ट कह रही थी 600 जितनी सरकारी योजनाएं सिर्फ गांधी नेहरू परिवार के नाम पे है। आदरणीय सभापति जी, किसी कार्यक्रम में अगर नेहरू जी के नाम का उल्लेख नहीं हुआ तो कुछ लोगों के बाल खड़े हो जाते हैं, उनका लहू एकदम गर्म हो जाता है कि नेहरू जी का नाम क्यों नहीं दिया। आदरणीय सभापति जी, मैं बहुत आश्चर्य होता है कि चलो भाई, हमसे कभी छूट जाता होगा नेहरू जी का नाम, और छूट जाता होता होगा हम ठीक भी कर लेंगे क्योंकि वो देश के पहले प्रधानमंत्री थे। लेकिन मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता है कि उनकी पीढ़ी का कोई व्यक्ति नेहरू सरनेम रखने से डरता क्यों है। क्या शर्मिंदगी है नेहरू सरनेम रखने से? क्या शर्मिंदगी है? इतना बड़ा महान व्यक्तित्व अगर आपको मंजूर नहीं है, परिवार को मंजूर नहीं है, और हमारा हिसाब मांगते रहते हो, ये भी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। इतने महत्वपूर्ण सदन में कुछ लोगों का व्यवहार, कुछ लोगों की वाणी न सिर्फ सदन को लेकिन देश को निराश करने वाली रही। इस प्रकार की वृत्ति प्रवृत्ति के माननीय सदस्यों को मैं यही कहूंगा, कीचड़ उसके पास था, कीचड़ उसके पास था, मेरे पास गुलाल। कीचड़ उसके पास था, मेरे पास गुलाल। जो भी जिसके पास था उसने दिया उछाल। और अच्छा ही है, जितना कीचड़ उछालोगे कमल उतना ही ज्यादा खिलेगा। कमल खिलाने में आपका प्रत्यक्ष परोक्ष जो भी योगदान है, इसके लिए मैं उनका भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। मैं इस बात को जानना चाहता हूं, मैं एक गंभीर विषय की ओर अब ध्यान देना भी चाहता हूं। महत्वपूर्ण विषयों को मैंने स्पर्श किया है और आज देश में आर्थिक नीतियों की जिनको समझ नहीं है, जो 24 घंटे राजनीति के सिवा कुछ सोचते नहीं है, जो सत्ता के खेल खेलना यही जिनको सार्वजनिक जीवन का काम दिखता है, उन्होंने अर्थनीति को अनर्थ नीति में परिवर्तित कर दिया। मैं उनको चेतावनी देना चाहता हूं और मैं इस सदन की गंभीरता के साथ उनसे कहना चाहता हूं कि अपने रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट को जाके समझाएं कि ये गलत रास्ते पर न चले जाएं।
All right, let's turn the cameras now to the opposition benches. You could clearly hear the din even when the Prime Minister was speaking in Rajya Sabha, his vote of thanks, but you could also hear with that the constant chants of the opposition. Listen in.
जल मिलता था, आदरणीय सभापति जी, I call upon honorable आज 11 करोड़ घरों को नल से जल मिल रहा है।
All right, let's once again get in Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor. You know, Rahul, we've discussed what the opposition's game plan was, clearly to cause enough noise that the Prime Minister couldn't speak. He went on with his speech, but concerted attempt by the opposition to deflect. But having said that, the larger picture, Rahul, what do you pick up? The fact that the Prime Minister possibly set the agenda with me against all going towards 2024?
Yes, Preeti, he is basically trying to tell the opposition that he is popular. It is an electoral popularity that he is using to deflect the charge of the opposition. That does not any way undermine what the opposition is asking. The opposition is saying that if there are charges, there should be a probe. Now remember, the opposition does not have probe agencies. A parliamentary committee usually comes in when there are things like this, that the government is reluctant. So the government is very clearly brazening it out. And in that scenario, one thing is very clear. It is now up to the public that there are two narratives, one by the opposition led by the Congress party, in which it is being stated that there is something wrong and the government should look into this, or there should be a probe into it. It's all but a probe being asked. The government is trying to say that we are a strong democratically elected government with large numbers, and since we have the numbers, since people have voted and they have been constant, this is all political agenda which is being driven against us. Now these are two narratives. Now it is up to the public to see which narrative they hang on to. If they don't hang on, if the public does not back the opposition's narrative, then it is a problem for the opposition. Eventually, It is their task to set the agenda and get their narrative accepted. I think it's a battle which is on. One will have to wait and see how it unfolds in the coming days.
Well, you know, Rahul, appreciate you joining us. Thank you there. Meanwhile, let's just take you to the direct attack also on the Congress chief Kharge. Prime Minister Modi said that people are rejecting Congress and its politics of tokenism. Listen in.
मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से पूछूं कि आप चुप क्यों बैठे? आप हर एक को डराते हो, लेकिन इनको क्यों नहीं डरा रहे? जो लोग नफरत फैलाने की कोशिश करते हैं, अगर आपकी नजर उधर एक तरफ गिरी तो वो ऐसा बैठ जाएगा, नेक्स्ट मेरे को टिकट मिलने वाला नहीं है समझ के वो बात बंद करेगा, बोलेगा नहीं। लेकिन आप चुप्पी साधने की वजह से और आप मौनी बाबा बनने की वजह से ये परिस्थिति घटी।
2014 में आकर के जब मैंने बारीकी से चीजों को बड़ी गहराई से देखने का प्रयास किया, फर्स्ट हैंड इंफॉर्मेशन लेने का प्रयास किया, तो मुझे नजर आया कि 60 साल कांग्रेस के परिवार ने हो सकता है उनका इरादा मजबूत व्यू बनाने का हो, मैं उस पर कोई टिप्पणी करना नहीं चाहता, लेकिन 2014 के बाद आकर के मैंने देखा कि उन्होंने गड्ढे ही गड्ढे कर दिए थे।
You're watching our fact check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp group. Busting fake news here. Claim explosion at a nuclear plant in Turkey after the quake. Well, this was news that was making the rounds. Very alarmist. On the other hand, the fact check on that, this is a 2015 video of a factory blast in China, nothing to do with the nuclear plant.